Hi all, welcome to this Hoffenheim FIFA 21 ratings prediction video. This one's a little bit tricky in the sense that it's going to possibly go one of a number of ways, but we're going to try our hardest regardless to see how this plays out, and we'll try our best to see if we get our prediction spot on. So give smash links, always would be much appreciated. Sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Cheese Legend. All the links are down below for posts on the channel and the social media links as always. Comment down below who you think will get an upgrade, downgrade, stay the same within Hoffenheim. It's definitely going to be hard, I think. The thing is, with Hoffenheim, they finished 6th in the season, and the problem is you'd almost say, so where are they actually going to get an upgrade? If I'm brutally honest, it's like upgrades and downgrades I think could be a little bit harder to come by, but we'll see how it goes though, and try and rack our brains on who gets basically an improvement within the team. So starting off with Baumann, keeping him as he is. Nothing convinced me to kind of upgrade him or downgrade him. He always seems to stay around 82, 83 anyway, and I think this FIFA 21 will be no different. Kaderabek, same rules apply. You've got to remember as well, a lot of it is down to like game time and injuries and so forth. That's how Vogt is down 1. He was on loan at Werder Bremen and just didn't really happen for him there either. Possibly a sign that he could be going out the door, so that is something to factor in with him. Hubner, even though he's keeping the same, some people might think he could go up like 1, but I'm not 100% convinced enough to kind of justify the upgrade or even a downgrade. But see what happens. Samuel Sescu, injuries, game time for him is a big factor, but we've kept him as he is. Grillitsch is going up 1 from a 79 to an 80. Potentially could even squeeze him to an 81, but I feel keeping him an 80 seems realistic if I was honest. Kramaric is in next. He's obviously a recent transfer, I believe, from Frankfurt, or it's a loan. It's a transfer of sorts, I believe, anyways, for what I've got in my notes. Keeping him as he is, I'm not convinced enough to upgrade or downgrade despite how he played last season. Then on to Baumann, one of the youngsters that came through, played a very big part in their season post-lockdown, and had a man of the match card, putting him from a bronze 63 to a 73. I actually think he could go even higher than that. I'm predicting potentially even a 75. So you might see an improvement on the base card from his man of the match. It's not a given, obviously, but he played a very big part in their season last year. And usually, sometimes if you've had like one good season under your belt, suddenly, especially in a big 5 league, it suddenly helps your cause to justifying like an upgrade. It's not a given, obviously, but we are just trying to speculate at the same time where that will go. Skov gets an upgrade of 2 from a 75 to a 77. He may go up a little bit more, but I feel 77 is the most likely. Kramaric keeping as he is. He did have an inform, but despite that, I'm not convinced enough to upgrade or downgrade. I feel for him, obviously, since leaving Leicester, he's kind of established himself in Germany as quite a prolific striker, and he's kind of the focal point of the strike force alongside Dabbur, who has a moments card, which is non-team of the week performance based. But Dabbur done an okay job coming in January after not really doing the business at Sevilla. But I feel Dabbur is either going to stay 80 rated or potentially downgrade of 1 to a 79. On to the subs and reserves. Posh, I think, could be in line for an upgrade, going from a silver to a gold. what exactly, I'm not sure, but I feel most likely a +4 from a 72 to a 76 seems more than reasonable. Grillitsch is another one that could end up staying as he is, or potentially a minor upgrade or minor downgrade, but I wasn't 100% convinced, so I just kept him as he was, seemed most feasible. Keeping him at 77. Brunette, if he's still part of the team, that is, keeping him as he is. He was out on loan. Same for Poguma, keeping him as he is. Both just was like game time and injuries and other factors as usual. That's kind of the main reasoning. Staphylidis, another player. It is worth noting that Brennett, Poguma and Staphylidis could all experience downgrades into silver territory, so be wary of that. Adamayan, I've maybe been a bit harsh on him. I've only gave him a +2. He was very impressive last season in a number of games, but I think that's something for it is, like, even though he had a very good, like, say, individual games, sometimes like the whole season maybe wasn't always there. But at least 2 for him. Could go, say, even +3, but you've got to be realistic at the same time, so at least a +2 for him. But keep that in mind. Then Bibu, another player that looks set for an upgrade of a +2 for him, going from a 77 to a 79. Belfodil going the other way of a -2 for him, going from 79 to 77. A main reason for that really is injuries. Can't be helped, obviously, but just is what it is. A big one for the team is Klaus. The striker was in Austria and had a very, very good season, with a number of teams actually even looking at him, and as a result obviously ended up going from Linz to Hoffenheim. And if I'm right in thinking, the player, I might be wrong, he might have even been on I'm not sure if it was like loan from, I think it was on loan from Linz, to Linz, for like a season and a half or something. But he had a very good season for them in FIFA 19-20, and looks set for, I would imagine, quite a decent upgrade. His base card is 69 raid. He got informed to 77, and it was even outside shouts that he deserved the team of the season, or at least another special card of sorts. But we feel he will go roughly in line with a silver 74. He could even sneak in as a 75 if they wanted to be really generous, but I feel 74 is most viable. Geiger keeping as he is, just not convinced enough to kind of upgrade, downgrade too much. I tell a lie, that's +2 for him. Actually, tell a lie, Geiger's +2. I'm looking at Adams Inuha, that's who I was also looking at next. Got my orders wrong there. He will stay as he is, don't seem convinced enough to upgrade or downgrade. And Nordvide, another player that I don't see getting an upgrade or a downgrade. I think the biggest factor is the starting 11 might see minor upgrades accordingly, except for maybe Vought and maybe even Dabbur. It's the subs and reserves where like Brennett, Akpoguma, Staphylidis and Nordvide could all potentially go from silvers to golds. So Hoffenheim could experience quite a shift, and it could make an impact on League SBCs, could make an impact on the team in general. I suspect transfers are probably set in mind as well to kind of improve the squad depth, maybe get rid of some of the players. And there's a number of the players within the team like Rupp, Larsson, I think Larsson's still part of the team or on loan, I'm not 100% sure, could be wrong. Arcadia's obviously now in MLS, so there's a bit of things still to factor in with the team as well, so keep that in mind with how this team could play out. not necessarily an easy one to kind of predict, as it were, I would say. But hopefully you find this useful as always. Let me know in the comments down below who you think is going to get an upgrade or a downgrade or stay the same. Smash like always, sub to channel if you're new, and I'll catch you all later.